last night, New York Knicks survived by winning a very close game. Every game in this series was close against the Detroit Pistons, 116-130. Jalen Brunson just rocked one of the Thompson brothers last night. He had 40 points, 7 assists, doing what he does once again. And the Knicks will be moving on to face the Boston Celtics. I'll say this about this series. This series played out exactly the way I thought it would be. I thought it would be a tough 6-game series. It was. I love Jalen Brunson as a player. He is severely underpaid. I think we're going to look at that as one of the greatest.
That's his fault.
Yeah, it is his fault. It is his fault. But even before that, obviously when he got paid, we didn't know he'd become this. But I'm just saying it's a bargain that the Knicks have on. But I do think we're going to look at that maybe 10 years from now as one of the greatest free agent signings ever. You know, we can look at the greatest list of Knicks ever. He's definitely the best Knick, in my opinion, since Patrick Ewing. Like, and I love Melo. Melo is one of my favorite players ever. I am a Melo apologist. But Melo, unfortunately, didn't have the playoff success of Jalen Brunson. Now, granted, Jalen Brunson only got the first round. Melo never made out the first round. So, and when it comes down to the clutch, he's the only Knick player that I can remember that I'm like, that's going in. And when it comes to best point guards, I had to debate my man, Al Patron, friend of the program. Al's a massive Knick fan, as you know. He told me he was the best point guard in the NBA. I'm like, look, I'm still taking Luke over him. I'm still taking a healthy Kyrie. And we all know I'm taking Wardell over him. But he's definitely in the conversation. Having said all that, the reason this series, the Pistons could have easily won this series if they had basketball IQ over higher than the number 2. Like, they had a lead in the fourth quarter in every game, and they jacked it in every loss that they had. That was the problem. Tom Thibodeau, we know as Bulls fans, does not know how to run offense. That's why I believe the Celtics series is going to be very quick. The Celtics, once they realized that the Magic were going to punch back, they handled that very quickly. And I think from a storyline perspective, this is going to be a fun series because you got 2 legendary, iconic franchises going at it. I think they've met the most out of any team in the playoffs in NBA history. You've got star power in this. You got both gardens. You got rabid fan bases, and you just got the overall hate between the city of New York and the city of Boston. From a storyline perspective, is going to be great. The actual games, I don't think are going to be that good. They have swept the Knicks in the regular season and have won by average of 16.3 points. I think that it's going to be much different, much harder for Jalen to do the stuff he was doing when you got a Drew Holiday guarding him, when you got a Derek White guarding him. It'll be much harder for Cat when he's got Al Horford. Al Horford got old man strength. When he's got to deal with Al Horford, when he's got a guard Porzingis, that's going to be an issue. And Jason Tatum is shutting me up. Jason Tatum is not doing any of that cool dribbling shit. He is doing what he needs to do in the fourth quarter, and we all know what kind of a dog Jaylen Brown is. And on the coach perspective, that psycho they got over there, Joe Mazzulla, is a great coach. I think this is going to be a gentleman's sweep. If they even get it to 6 for the Knicks, that's an accomplishment. I think this one's going to be over. The Celtics will advance. And my man Tom Thibodeau, I think, will be unemployed by the end of the series. How do you see this series going between the Celtics and the Knicks?
Well, I don't even see a gentleman's sweep.
You just see a regular sweep.
I see a regular sweep. Man, I don't see a world where this team is winning a game because there's too much firepower on the Boston Celtics. And this is the series. Look, when teams do certain shit to send a message?
Yeah. You think it's going to be one of them?
This is the message series. This is that to me. All of that Knicks celebration, Jalen Brunson, and I got something to say about that in a second. It might make Knicks fans mad.
I'm ready for this.
But all of that Jalen Brunson shit, all of that Cat, all of that, we traded 4 first-round picks or something like that for Mikal Bridges. All of that shit that we talk about, my God, this is the message series. This is the series where you go and you say, Now we got to beat the shit out of them to let everybody else know that this ain't a game. We got to beat the shit out of them to let Cleveland know that y'all don't want this.
Yeah.
This is what this is going to be. I'll be honest with you and say, I don't think this is going to be, I would be shocked. This is saying a lot. And I might be hot taking it here. I don't feel like I am. Because even in the 6-game series, fam, they had to overexert themselves to get to where they needed to get.
They really did.
They worked a lot.
Yeah.
They worked a lot in this 6-game series. Yeah. So I don't think that Boston is going to less than 10 points. I foresee double-digit losses by the Knicks in each game that they lose. I think that the Boston Celtics and their crazy-ass head coach is going to look at this as a message sender to the Cavaliers or to the Pacers. Really the Cavaliers, but to both teams. Y'all don't want to play us, and this is why. They're going to embarrass the goddamn Knicks because, yeah, everybody is in love with the Knicks and shit because they did what they did to the to the Pistons. Yeah, Jalen Brunson, greatest Knick since Patrick Ewing. Why? Because he won one more playoff series than Carmelo Anthony. That just shows you, quite honestly,
the bar is in hell.
The bar is. The bar is in hell. And the way I saw them, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, bloviate about Jalen Brunson being one of the greatest Knicks of all time. I saw Jay Williams say that quite possibly he's the greatest Knick of all time.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And this motherfucker ain't win shit. The Knicks ain't won shit since 1973. Like, they didn't win shit since Biggie was born. Not dead, born. All of this shit, the Boston Celtics is just sitting there looking at the TV. Joe Mazzulla just looking at the TV, crazy as hell, like.
Yo, play the town one more time.
Yeah, like, this is what y'all on. I don't think that just like I said that the Pistons, just like I said, the Pistons gonna put they foot on the Knicks' neck. Yeah, Boston's gonna do that. Boston in 4.
Boston in 4. Catch I'm Not Gonna Hold You, hosted by Scott Lewis, every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, only on HNB Media and the Barbershop Network.